Good morning, beautiful being. It is good to be here inside out of the 4-point-something degrees, but feels like -1 temperature weather. I hope you saw the photographs. We had hail overnight, right? And hail, normally, it's gone by the morning if it happens. No, it's still there. That's how cold it is. G'day, Laura! So there's a picture there of the hail on the lawn. If you haven't seen it, take a look, because they're quite large hailstones. It was really noisy. And it's cold up there. So I took a picture of the harbour, and, there's this beautiful sunshine coming in under the clouds, but there's white horses on the harbour. It's really pretty full in out there, so it's nice to be inside, where, of course, I'm actually a bit warm. Well, you need some of what I have here, Laura. God, that's hot. And look, welcome to my fancy new fingerless gloves. Aren't they glorious? I actually thought I'd lost my little black ones that I got as a gift from the street. And I thought, bugger it, I'm going to get some nice ones. So here they are. And then I found them, but I don't mind. So today we're talking about really editing what you say about yourself. But the thought I have in my mind is something that my inspiration Joe Dispenza says in the workshop that I listen to from time to time. It's about the thoughts and the things that you say and the habitual things you say about yourself. I am this, I am that, I'm a numbnuts, I'm always sick, I'm always tired, I'm anything. Like, if you're saying something about yourself that you don't like, these crystals are like, this is the wand, this is the staff that says, you shall not pass, like Gandalf on the bridge when the Balrog is there, No more! So, I'm getting into the talk too soon, but here is something that's a bit wandish. It's pretty magical because of how transparent it is and how you can see that the little crystals are not all on the outside, they're growing through it. And it's just beautiful. It was given to me by a lovely friend. And what more do I need to say except it's lovely. So there it is. Not exactly a magic wand, but certainly very magical. It's like a little flower arrangement, actually, a table with a fancy thing on it, but there's some underneath as well. And our next little rock today, a little rock. This one was an extra, the same friend, in fact. She's a bit of a crystal hound. And she sent me another rock that she was really excited for me to have. But she added this one as well. And this one is the only crystal in my history. Karen, good morning, lovely. To which I've actually had a physical reaction. And there's a long story about that. But I'm just going to try and show you. Can you see, if I hold it still... And hope, yeah, there you go. You can start to see it's like it's got an etched surface. Maybe you can see there. It's difficult. Yeah, there you are. Can you see right here where my finger is moving? There's shapes. It's pretty hard to see, but they're like stacked triangles and stacked pentagons and squares. And then on the other side, there's these deep indentations where something has obviously been and then dissolved out. And I was very puzzled, not so much about this. I mean, that can happen when crystals grow and then, some acidic solution comes along and dissolves things out. It could have been calcite, although it's the wrong shape. And you can see there are more shapes here. It is like a city. You're absolutely right, Laura. It looks like a landscape, except not in rows. And then I was looking through a book of minerals that another friend gave us, and beautiful mineral examples, right? And there was a piece of native gold in there, as in pure gold that had grown in its native crystalline form. And those were the shapes. It was like, oh my God, I'm seeing the same shapes there as in this. So I realized that this crystal has grown in the presence of native gold, which then was dissolved out by something that dissolves gold, who knew, and left these marks. So it's pretty amazing. If you put it side by side with this one, you can actually see it's a bit pink. It's not really obvious. It has a dusting of something pink on the outside, probably hematite, and it's pretty awesome. Very caranculated, definitely quartz, but it's a wonderful crystal, and it blew me away physically when I first got it. It was like there was information encoded into it. getting all spiritual sounding, because I'm not normally, I don't assign great meanings to crystals. They have vibration. I've worked with them like that in the past. I don't say I use this for that. Hi, Misty. I'm really not into that, because crystals is like people, and one piece of rose quartz might be really good for healing, and another piece might be like piss off. I don't want to do that. So you can't say just because it's a certain kind of mineral that it's good for a certain kind of purpose. You got to ask the rock. But yeah, that stone really had a physical effect on me, and it's the only one that ever has. So, last but not least, this is a piece of tiger iron. So it is tiger eye combined with hematite, and I love it. This is one that my husband bought for me from a shop that doesn't exist anymore, and it's gorgeous. I really love it. So there you have it. Right, now, on to the conversation today. I guess it doesn't matter where it came from. This is just a really big topic. A really big topic. The things we say about ourselves, and the things that we don't even know or notice that we say about ourselves. Really a big deal. And I'm going to throw you down a little challenge. You ready? Walk through your day with a notebook or your phone, with a notepad thingy in it. And whenever you say, I am anything, make a little note of what it is you're saying you are. The good ones as well as the not so good ones. Just notice what you say about yourself. Because when you say, I am whatever, that's a real statement of affirmation. Yeah, oh my God, yes. It's really pretty freaking shocking sometimes what we say about ourselves. Oh, I'm sick. Oh, this thing happened to me. Oh, these are my circumstances, and there's so much trauma and there's so much difficulty, and basically, I am a trauma survivor. But what does that say? You're still enmeshed with it. The only thing is to be someone who doesn't even say anything about the trauma, because otherwise you're still involved with it. Hi, Julian. Oh yeah, I'm so unworthy. I'm so bad. I'm just no good at this. What do you say? Robin, good morning. And just keep tabs for a day of what you say about yourself out loud. Never mind what you think, okay? If you want to really have an interesting time, try to catch the thoughts that you don't even notice you're thinking about yourself. Oh my God. Yeah, it's amazing. So, whatever you say about yourself, basically you are saying, I am in agreement with this about me. And I remember I have a lovely colleague, and this was, a year or more ago, however long ago it was, and he said, oh, I'm such a dumbass. And I said, dude, don't say that. Your cells are listening. And he sort of, looks at me and laughs. And he actually really is a bit of a victim. He's a sweet guy. He's a darling. But he is a victim. And one of the ways in which he does that is he's putting himself down all the time. And it's just normal for him. And the thing is, when he says that, he is agreeing with it. He's making it true. Yeah, there you go. So you call yourself a butthead. Well, mister, you might want to stop doing that, because you sure are not. Oh, my God. You're so strong, honey. Sensitive. That's great. Sensitive, you might like, and here we go. I mean, this is the thing. When I notice myself saying what word I use, sensitive, and here's the reason why this is big. Because sensitive is a great word, and it means you can, you're sensitive. Information can get in. It means you don't walk all over people. It means a whole lot of stuff. But it can also mean that you are overly sensitive. The word, when you say it, what does it actually mean to you? Is it an advantage or is it a disadvantage? And if you find that calling yourself sensitive means, oh my God, it's like I'm the princess and the pea and every small thing gets to me and I'm just over being sensitive, well, why don't you say you're perceptive? And then you get to choose what you perceive. Yeah, being smart, great, creative, awesome, silly, brilliant. I would like to get better at being silly. I've been so freaking serious my entire life. That's a great thing to be, Misty. I love it. Yeah, it's just part of my identity now. becoming aware. So your words are an absolute living giveaway. Let's not use the D word. They're an absolute living giveaway of who you really think you are. Julian, did I greet you? I was so in a flow. G'day, Julian. Hello, Lynn, and hello, Andrew. It is lovely to have you with us. What do you call yourself? Awareness is great. So, the first, just to make a note. And so the ones that you can just spit out now are the ones that you're familiar with, that you're aware that you say about yourself. But what about the ones that slip out and you don't even notice? Really, those are the ones that I'd love you to catch. When you're in the middle of a conversation with someone or with yourself, there's a thought process running in your head. What are you not noticing that you say about yourself? And even you might not use the words I am X, but the communication of what you're saying to your friend or the whatever, the person you're talking to is I am something. What are you saying I am that you don't even know you're saying because you're not using those actual words? But, it's like, really, what state of being are you embodying? Because when you say I am anything, you're in agreement. This is your state of being. And so to actually wake up to what you're saying and think, oh, shit, really, do I want to be this? Because every time you fire that word, like you talked about sensitive, right? There is a neural net in my head and in your head and in everybody's head for what that word means. And it's different for everybody because we've all had experiences of being sensitive or not, of being around sensitive people who are, whatever we think they are, whether they're, oh my God, you can't breathe and they get upset, or, oh God, I'm so grateful that they know where I'm at and they look after me, So we all have a different set of experiences and memories, and it's all connected up in our head into a neural net about what sensitive means to you. So when you look at the word and think about what it means to you, it's not just a word. It's what fires in your awareness. And then, of course, you have the thought, and then you have the chemistry, and then you have the feeling. And if you're branding yourself chemically and neurologically time after time after time after time after time after time after time as sensitive, and that means to you that you're weak and you're open to everything and it's a problem and you don't like it, well, you might want to find a different word. If you think I'm strong, but then if you think about it, you think, well, what does being strong mean to me? If it means being empowered, if it means being able to overcome things, that's great. But if it means that you're just someone who has to batter through life and it's always hard and you have to be strong just to survive, you might want to think about who you do want to be. Maybe you want to be empowered instead of strong, So it all depends upon what associations each one of us has with a word, and everybody's different, which is why communication can be so challenging. Because what one word means to me is not what it means to you, and we have to be quite paying attention and, figuring it out as to what. That's why you have to say, so you mean blah? No, I mean nah. Oh, okay. You can be using the same word and mean two completely different things. So when you change the word, when you start to notice, okay, I say this about myself. I'm a numpty, for example. What does that mean? Well, for me, if I use that word, I know it doesn't mean that I'm stupid. It just means I've had a numpty moment and I'm okay with it. Notice there's no emotional charge. That's the other way to tell if there's a thing that you want to change or not. If you say a word and it's got if it's got emotional charge, you might want to think about exploring what that emotional charge is, and then find a word that communicates what you need to communicate that doesn't have the charge in it, because you're talking about yourself. And you don't want to keep having that charge every time you use the word. Because you use the word and the whole neural net goes off and the chemistry happens. You're saying, I am this. Okay, here's the chemistry. Feel like you were just thinking. Ooh. That's why the words that we say are so powerful. It's just a word. But in your brain and in your body, it's an experience. And if you want to change who you are, you got to change how you think and how you feel so you have a different experience. So a strong and beautiful picture, means that when you use those words, it's got to be those associations. Yeah, it's looking in the mirror, totally. And our words totally are a paintbrush. It's a chemical paintbrush, Laura. We don't paint ourselves in colours that you can see. Effectively, we paint ourselves with thoughts that create chemistry, that creates energy. And when you walk into a room and somebody's really pissed off, you can feel it. When you walk into a room and somebody's just sure they're the stud of the world or the vixen of the universe, you can feel that too. Emotions generate energy that you can actually feel without them saying anything. And, it's electromagnetic, it's body language, it's, the vibe, right? So we paint ourselves. One of the ways in which we paint ourselves is with our words, because the word goes with thoughts, and the thoughts go with feelings, and then the feelings create more thoughts, and the thoughts create more feelings, and you get stuck in the cycle of saying, oh, I'm this, and this means this about me, and because it means this about me, I feel this way, and because I feel this way, it means this about me, and round and round and round it goes, and we keep affirming the way we are, and it just carries on like that. So you have to decide if you want to keep doing that. And it's a massive decision. If you have been affirming yourself as something for however long and you want to affirm yourself as something else, it's a huge, it's totally tire tracks in the mud. And then you're right, Karen, and then you have to actually say, oh shit, I've got to carve a new path. Now, what does that mean? It means that neurologically, that neural net that's about, oh, I just, I'm not confident, I'm not comfortable in the world, whatever. That neural net that says, oh, I'm frightened of everything, or the world is not a safe place. That is, something that I have experienced a lot, and I know it's something others have experienced. This idea, there's a neural net about, well, I had this experience and all of, So if you keep saying, I am not safe in the world, right? Really is what you're saying. That neural net is there. And if it's been reinforced by lots of experience and energy and emotion, it's strong and it's there and your body's conditioned to it. You're used to feeling and believing and thinking and talking and everything else like the world is not a safe place. And so you see media that affirms it. And you connect with people who say, oh yeah, the world is a bad place, this shit happened to me. And because you keep on saying those words and agreeing with them and having those conversations and affirming that reality all around you, it continues to be like that. And that neural net in your brain and the chemistry that makes you feel like the world is not a safe place continues to be who you embody and who you are. If you want to become somebody who feels that the world really is a lovely place to be in, that's what you've got to think, and that's what you've got to put your attention on. And when you see the next post or the next thing or the next song or the next whatever it is, for somebody who says, oh no, the world is not a safe place, something bad happened to me, or someone's telling their story of how they overcame trauma, and you think, hang on a minute, if I'm reading that story, what am I affirming in myself? By putting my attention on someone else's story of all of that difficulty, and I don't want to be somebody who is doing all of that difficulty anymore. What am I affirming in me? I know this has gone a bit sideways from I am, but where you put your attention is literally where you put your energy, because what you put your attention on, you're firing those neural nets. So if you're looking at somebody's story about the awful thing that they overcame, and it's this gory story of their life, and right at the end they say, well, I busted out of it and that's great and I feel better. But you've spent all that time firing and wiring those neural nets in your head about how difficult it was and how traumatic it was and how much you agree with that experience because you've gone through it. And so you've just re-experienced it yourself because you had those thoughts, and there's the chemistry and you've done it again. So it's like editing your old self out of your life if you want to become somebody new. Oh my God, is it challenging? Is it worth it? Yeah, I'm doing it. That's why this requires so much love and dedication to yourself. Because anything, which is the way that you would think and feel as your old self who says the world's not a safe place, or, I'm a numpty with negative feeling, or I'm sick, or I'm always broke, or I can't succeed in my job, or whatever it is, anything which means you're inhabiting those old thoughts and that old way of being, you have to stop doing that. And so, a simple way to start is with pruning your words. Is to change the thing. So change your words, change your thoughts, and ultimately your actions and your choices. Yeah, edit it out. And saying you did all you could is a very kind thing to say, Misty. And to say that it is my reward that I did all I could and I'm proud of myself for doing all I could. That's great. For myself, I don't like to put the reward in the future. There might be a reward that's going to come to me, but I don't want to be waiting for my future. I want it to be here now. So I want to find something that says I'm empowered now. I did what I could. I did the best I could. I let go. And letting go is great. So yeah, you just have to try things on. You just have to try things on until you find out, okay, this is how I want to be. And for me, it's a constant exploration. And by the way, at the moment, the further I go, the more I'm simply leaving my old life, my entire previous self behind. I really don't know who I'm becoming, but I'm very glad to be unbecoming who I've been. So I am walking into the void, but I'm grateful because it's freeing me. It's great. So when you edit out the words and you stop saying them and you stop looking at the posts or whatever it is, you are no longer firing and wiring those synapses in your brain, and they will prune apart if you stop using them. And you will make new neural synaptic connections about the things that you do put your attention on. You'll have new experiences. So it starts with your words, or it can start with your words. But this is what it is. You've got to stop being who you've been and become someone else. Hi Heather, lovely to see you. I've just got time to say hi and bye, darling. I will be back in 3.5 hours to update you on our Sang Marie Gomez and the Gambia. As cold as it is here, it's really hot where he is. Andrea, good morning, sweetie. Just time to say hi and bye. So I'm going to be back in 3.5 hours, and I'd love to see you there. Big love. Thank you for joining with me. I'll see you tomorrow or this afternoon. Bye-bye.